Hello, ancient fans of Lego. I can't do that as high as Ashen Class does. Gets a real high, real peppy intro. But Minifigure Factory, Lego Minifigure Factory. It's available at the Orlando store. It's the only one in the U.S., I'm told, and it's only one of two in the world, according to the man at the thing, Lego store. But interesting. So we're going to talk about it. I've done a couple now, two. I've done two now, and this is my second one. And I never really did a proper look at these. I was going to make a whole like in-depth video about how to like make the figures, but let's just open it up, look at it, and we'll talk about some stuff. It's not going to be a well-produced video because I'm lazy as heckle. But so you get the Disney Springs brick, and then you get your name on the back. I'm going to hide this one because it's not for you guys. I don't know if you guys could see it or not. It's not a big deal if you could, but whatever. So I picked the dog as the accessory. I picked the chicken cowl, the chicken headdress, and I picked the pumpkin head. I think that pumpkin head will be really useful. And then this is an interesting piece. It's a white robe. I don't think I've got a lot of those, but the highlight, okay, sure, let's talk about it, is the torso that you get to make. And honestly, I think the quality's quality's not perfect, but being able to have an official torso made about anything you want is really cool. So I went ahead, and as a fun thing I really wanted to do was I wanted to recreate an official Lego torso, but just do it myself. Just not worry about shipping, not worry about, buying it, finding a good quality one. So I picked this ninja. There's a white ninja torso from the early 2000s, 90s. I don't know when the Ninja line was exactly. I don't remember. But it didn't have a back, but so it had this front, and it has some scale mail, the kimono or robe type thing. It's got a knife tucked away here, and it's got a shuriken. And this is pretty close. I'm going to have a picture on screen now. Look at that photo editing, video editing in general. Wow. Great. Everyone loved that. And I thought this would be a really fun one to make a figure of. And I would love to, in the future, pick some torsos, especially ones with white arms. I don't mind changing out the arms, so we can work around that. But the white torso, something printed on white torso, and then remake it. So the scale mail should have been gold. They don't offer a gold option. This is brown and the orange. I used orange for that. It's kind of whatever. When you put the orange head on there, it looks like he's got like orange scale chest things. I'm interested to find out if we were to put a yellow head on it, would it seem? I mean, it might. It's hard to say. So let me grab. Let's grab. This is stunt dummy Lego channel guy, and let's put his yellow head on here. Well, put that there. Let's give him these white legs too. Oh wow, that was all out of focus. So anyways, this is what stunt dummy would look like if yeah, I think that looks pretty appropriate. A ninja hood would be really cool, but I don't think I've got a white ninja hood, which is mediocre. That's why I went ahead and got him this chicken hood, and he's a fun looking figure now. Fun looking, good time having figure. I think the orange chest piece definitely doesn't, the scale armor there doesn't look as bad with a yellow head, and it probably wouldn't look nearly as bad with a flesh colored head. And then the backside, I put this little saying, "Death before dishonor," and we're going to talk about how I did all of this. So the options are, well, let's look at the second one first. It's really my first one. Let's take a look at my first custom minifigure, and we'll talk about the process to making them and why I'm excited for the future of custom minifigures via this. So here's the other one. Open it up, this box. So I got this number 1 brick on this one. Oh, it's stuck in there forever. It says Disney Springs on the back. You'll have to trust me. There it is. Number 1, Lego Disney Springs. Very interesting. Very nice to get those. I think Just Too Good mentioned that he wanted to start getting like tavern names or coffee house names or something usable on that. And I think this honestly looks the best out of pretty much anything. It's very simple. It's very hard to mess up. Just black text on a white background. So I also got a dog for this one because those dogs are really good. And I got him this big Fiesta sombrero. I also did go with the pumpkin head again because that's a piece that I want. And then these spooky legs. You can never have enough of these like spooky legs. I really like those. So I think I teased this man before, this body. But this is the first time I'm really showing it off. And there's some really good details in here. So this is going to be an interesting one to talk about. How I got to these details. A little better lighting. Yeah. So we'll talk about some of the details and how you can get these details onto your figure. And on the back side, there's a little PLC, a little Easter egg there. He's got a letter tucked in and a little shrunken skull in his back of his belt. And it's just a kind of a striped shirt. He's got a big belt on the front and a little key tucked in on that side, and then the bandolier. Now, I did mess up on this one, but I think it actually adds a lot of character to it. I didn't put the bandolier on the back, so it only goes up, doesn't come down. Whatevs. But it's a real fun figure. Body, I think it's good. I think both of these are appropriate for fantasy or medieval kind of settings. And yeah, we're in focus again. So, pretty interesting. You'll notice that they have a skull on both of their backs, but completely different ones. So this one here uses the stamp tool, the little art tool, the stickers, to do the key on the front, the skull, and the letter piece, as well as the belt design. The belt design is a stamp. And then so basically there's 4 layers. The layers are as follows and are always in this order from bottom to top. It's the decal, which I use the striped shirt on the front, and then you can choose a different one on the back if you like, but I picked the matching one. Then it's drawing. No. Yes. Then it's drawing. Then it's stickers, and then it's text. So the consideration here is that things in the same layer can be reorganized in different ways. So if you have different text, you can layer that however you want, top, bottom, middle. But the text is always the last layer. So the PLC here always is on top. I can't cover it, except that the back here, I actually used a large I. I used a letter I and then expanded it beyond the boundaries and drug it across to make the back of the belt. The drawing I did for the bandolier, I think, on this one. And this one might not have any drawing. I think I may have used an eye for that as well. And then so stamps, I put the key down, and then I put the belt, and it doesn't really matter which order I put these 2 on the back. But so those go on top. So the stamp and the belt and the key go on top of the shirt print, and then I could have drawn, but then I put the text for the bandolier, and same thing for the belt on the back to kind of wrap it in. You can use it however you like. You can literally just write words on it like I did with the PLC, but I didn't. Let's put stunt double Lego channel guy on this one and just show kind of how this looks. I think that having a yellow figure and some like pants on it make it look a little bit better. They're obviously not terribly medieval pants to go along with it, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty good like that. Like, it looks appropriate-ish. Like, there you go. He's a well-loved figure. He's got some bites and stuff, but he's good. Yeah, so I'm happy with those bodies. So let's talk about this one, how I made it. And so I did all of this with the drawing tool. I didn't do anything else. But so for this one, with the lever layer you're on, so the drawing tool, you can see over the stamp tool. I used the same stamp for the skull. It's a little bit bigger on this one. And I used the text tool. And then I used a kind of like a handwritten font and then traced over it. And then so it says death before dishonor. It says it's a little hard to read the death, honestly. Like, it's It's very small. I might have made that, should have made that a little bit bigger, but what do you live and learn. But it looks really fun over that skull, and I think this is going to make a really good assassin body in some kind of custom setting. Wow. Cha, cha. But so I hand drew the front off of the base picture that I showed you earlier because I'm going to have definitely added that in, and it'll have been there and you'll have seen it. So I just hand drew that. It took a long time, honestly, to do that and to get it to look right. You draw it much bigger, and then it shrinks it down onto it. So it's not the hardest thing to do. And then tracing was pretty easy. I think you definitely get the effect of that's a Lego skull and these are words. And obviously you can read the words if you can read English. So all my ancient fans of Lego are good at reading stuff because they're not children. So yeah. So I was going to show like some of the stickers and stuff, and I might still be doing that. Right now-ish, I could be showing those stickers on screen. I've got video clips of it, and we'll talk about that. Kind of because this is what makes me excited. So the second time I went, this time, I went in November, actually, a couple days after Halloween, but they still had Halloween prints on there. They had a bat with a moon, like a bat against a moon picture, which I honestly almost got. Like I was literally going to almost get it just for that because it was a really cool looking just print. There were like boos and scary ones, and I've got footage of that you're seeing now. It's probably just a picture actually, but you're seeing it. So I'm really excited to see what they do for other holidays. I don't know what they're going to do. Perhaps Christmas. I think Christmas is an appropriate one. Lego celebrates that pretty good, but they can do them for anything. They don't have to like worry about the crazy demands of a printing run to make some of these more niche figures, like a little Christmas figure or a New Year's. They don't typically do a New Year's set for the rest of the world. They do it for China, for the Chinese Lunar New Year or whatever. Those New Year's sets that are all the rage and cool. But they don't typically do, just Western New Year's ones. But they could have stamps for those. They could have special shirts. They didn't have full special shirts as far as I saw for the thing. And I also, damn it, forgot to get footage of that. I've never gotten footage of the whole list of options for the torso kind of decals. But that's okay. We'll live. Anyways, so the interesting thing is they can do more minor holidays. They can do a 4th of July, something they wouldn't do in the entire world. They can just do it at the Disney Springs one here in America. They can do some really cool, like again, not necessarily even holidays, but like Talk Like a Pirate Day. It's a holiday thing. That would be an interesting one to get figure for. Little special decals, making that a little bit special. I could really see them doing just every single minor holiday, as well as obviously the major holidays, and making it so you have to go. And not that you're missing out, honestly, because you can still draw a Talk Like a Pirate Day torso if you don't go on this specific day. But you could do a lot more things like that, and they could obviously add more torso designs. There's a couple like castle looking bodies, and I don't love them. They're like a kind of a padded leather design, and they're not bad looking. They're just but I could see them doing those. More castle stuff, more pirate stuff, things that they're not making full lines for, but they're willing to say, hey, there is a demand for them, and let's do it. The other thing is they could possibly look at those as a idea for new bodies. Like, there's a lot of people making happy birthday bodies. We should make more happy birthday minifigures, something like that. And the final thing I want to do, I know this video is getting heck long. So this box has a fair amount of heft to it. You're supposed to scan it on the machine, and then you can do it. So I'm pretty sure there's some kind of chip in here, and I think it will destroy the box, but I've got 2 now, so let's try and carefully open it. It's really well glued, but you can see that there's some colored printing in here, so it's like a waste of that. If I had like a spatula. But yeah, I'm real excited for that. Also, did I mention this? Components made in Denmark, Hungary, Mexico, China, and the Czech Republic. I don't know what components they're talking about, if they're just talking about the basic minifigure parts. Cool. So yeah, there's printing under there. Interesting. Okay, so that's a little insert. Interesting. So that could be a fun little display stand, perhaps, if you were to glue it or something. Seeing as that's the entirety of the box, this thing is a little bit thicker. I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at for a. It's an RFID tag. Can you guys see it through the paper? Interesting. Oh, it's sticky because it's supposed to be stuck to the back there. This is the card, so it's just a paper ID tag, and I don't think there's anything on it, but I'll try and scan it with my phone or something and see if it does anything. That's the end of the video, pretty much. Automatic video over here. Subscribe in the middle. Destroyed box is a video I picked for you. Yeah. So yeah, I'd love to hear some ideas for more figures that I should copy. I think I want to do a Stormtrooper, perhaps. I think that'd be really fun to like hand draw the Stormtrooper's torso. Maybe get a misprinted head, one of the like crooked ones. I can't imagine those being terribly expensive. Some other classic figures, perhaps, that I don't have. Redesign them, but maybe some custom ideas. You got some custom ideas? Drop them in the comments. And I'll see you some other time, except I don't actually see you guys because it's the internet. Bye.